Our next chapter is Chapter 11, Communication with Diverse Populations, Ethnic/Cultural Groups, and Children and Youth. The chapter begins by defining some important concepts. First is culture. It is made up of the customs, morals, beliefs, and values of a group of people. Second is pluralistic. This is a society with different classes, religions, and races who maintain their differences. Third is mosaic. This is a society in which all groups are displayed in a form that is attractive. Fourth is ethnocentrism. This is the refusal to adapt to a different culture, even when immersed in that culture. Our culture is apparent by how we dress, what we say, and our body language. However, there are invisible characteristics like beliefs and values, attitudes and biases, feelings and fears, and upbringing. Let's take a look at these. Beliefs and values include religion, attitudes towards collectivism or individualism, and worldview. Attitudes and biases include respect for elders, treatment of minorities, time orientation, attitudes towards age, gender, and occupation, and child-rearing practices. Cultures also have feelings and fears about death, personal space, cleanliness, and pain. Culture teaches us about upbringing. It provides the rules about conduct, dating, touching, courtesy, and facial expressions. Social scientists have identified the dimensions of culture. They are 1. Context. A low context culture will have detailed communication, while a high context culture will have more indirect forms of communication. 2. Time orientation. Cultures may be monochronic. They deal with one event at a time. Or they could be polychronic, where they deal with simultaneous events at one time. 3. Power distance. High power distance respects power and hierarchy. Low power distance considers everyone equal. 4. Individualism versus collectivism. Individualistic cultures value the individual over the group. Collectivist cultures value the group over the individual. 5. Communication style. Low context cultures value words. High context cultures value relationships. If we look at U.S. culture, Americans tend to be low context, monochronic, low power distance, individualistic, and with a literal communication style. The authors also talk about identity. This is how we view ourselves. See Table 11.2 on page 234 of your textbook for different identity orientations. Another important concept is empathy. It is defined as the ability to share someone else's feelings or experiences by imagining what it would be like to be in that person's situation. The authors identify 5 ways to practice empathy. First, Decide to see something from the other's point of view. Second, be aware of the filter, that is the unconscious bias, used to listen. Third, see the person, not the issue. Fourth, practice active listening. And fifth, agree on a way to move forward. When dealing with immigrant cultures, there are challenges. Obviously, there are language barriers. Many may fear law enforcement officers because of experiences in their home countries. They may also not trust federal immigration enforcement's impact. Everyone involved may be unaware of cultural differences. And finally, they may have negative experiences with other officers. To deal with these challenges, law enforcement agencies should reach out to immigrant communities by organizing meetings at local churches or houses of worship, providing cultural competence training for officers, and recruiting volunteer community liaisons. Individual law enforcement officers can reach minority communities by receiving critical thinking training, engaging in tactical reviews, receiving media relations training, and examining the role of technology and social media use. To enhance communication in multicultural communities, 1. Be visible in the community. 2. Leave negative thoughts behind. 3. Visit in a non-law enforcement role. 4. Make a conscious effort to be objective and fair. 5. Educate about the role of law enforcement. 6. Be a change agent. A large population group in the United States is the youth. Youth are individuals who are not yet 18 years old. Remember that interviewing and interrogating juvenile suspects requires a different approach. Interviewing juvenile victims and witnesses may also require different options. Youth tend to look toward their peer group for advice and guidance. They want and need to belong. That is one of the main reasons for gang membership. Gangs are defined as any ongoing organization, association, or group of 3 or more, whether formal or informal, having as one of its primary activities the commission of one or more criminal acts. It has a common name or common identifying sign or symbol. Members individually or collectively engage in or have engaged in a pattern of criminal gang activity. As a law enforcement officer, it is important to be aware of and be able to identify gangs. It is also important to know how they recruit and to see the signs of early involvement or actual membership. There are many strategies for communicating with gang members. The textbook provides a number of these, and they include 1. Be reliable. 2. Look for the positive in youth. 3. Be real. 4. Do not make promises you cannot keep. 5. Be a good role model. 6. Avoid stereotyping. 7. Be aware of differences in experiences. 8. Listen to the youth. 9. Be aware of body language. 10. Strive to understand gang language. 11. Avoid taking things personally. And 12. Remember that you cannot help those who do not want to be helped.